think there's no comparison that the Chipettes are far more talented than the boys.
The Chipettes are way better than the Chipmunks. Hands down. I can't even believe you'd ask such a question.
They represent this idea that if boys can do it, girls can do it. And they're also just extremely talented.
Janice created the Chipettes in 1982. We were doing a lot of albums and a lot of songs with the Chipmunks.
And we were covering all these great male singers and songs, and I wanted to do some girl music. And I had dressed the boys up in girl clothes a couple times.
Look, Alvin, these are women's clothes.
And I thought, no, gotta take this a step further. And I created the girls. The Chipettes are three complete people in their own right, or chipmunks. They have completely different personalities than their counterparts. Brittany is confident. She's got more charisma than she knows what to do with. She's fearless. She's a bit egocentric. But she's got a great heart, bottom line. Sort of like Alvin in that way.
Straight to the top. I love it. Yeah, funny.
Jeanette is Simon's counterpart.
Although I feel more like an Olivia, or sometimes anyway.
She's not flaky, but her head is in the clouds, and she's sweet and she's sensitive.
Oh, that Simon is dreamy.
She's the type of girl that would talk to her plants while she's watering them.
Short one in the green dress. What's your name again?
Eleanor.
Eleanor is very can-do.
Oh, I'll do it. I'm stuck.
She's very motherly. She's a flirt.
Whoops. Oh.
She just wants to be around Theodore as much as she can.
I think Theodore was looking at me.
When you're designing characters, it can be a very long process. The first iteration of the Chipettes looked like drowned rats with bows.
No. Oh, that's terrible.
So you talk to the artist and you say, okay, let's shorten that muzzle and let's bring the eyes down and let's round the cheeks. And then the next iteration is drowned rats with two bows.
When we first started doing the shows in the early 80s, I was so protective of what my dad had created. Janice really wanted to first bring a new style to the look.
I think you look great just the way you are. You do?
I finally found this wonderful woman that I worked with named Sandra, and she was able to give me exactly what I wanted. So I put them in the Saturday morning cartoon shows pretty quickly.
Brittany! Jeanette! Eleanor!
When she brought in the Chipettes, I loved what she was doing, and by that time I had really learned to trust her and to breathe.
Looks like the Chipettes are a good influence.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave.
I was doing the voice of Brittany, Jeanette, Eleanor, and Theodore. So I was really trying to find different personality traits and different ways to change my voice.
I feel kind of funny about tricking Miss Miller.
That's how I would do Theodore.
Dream on, Tiny Tim.
Brittany has more attitude, but still she has to slow it down, and you have to, not only do you have to slow it down, but you have to feel at half speed.
But now having three wonderful actresses, and also Jessie doing Theodore, you have not only a difference in tonality, but you have a real difference in personality, because Anna will bring her little idiosyncrasies, and Christina will bring hers, and Amy will bring hers.
So for us, it was really fun to see what each of these really wonderful actresses would bring to the roles of these characters.
I think that I watched Alvin and the Chipmunks every day of my life growing up. I mean, I think until I was embarrassingly old, probably till I was 25.
I was a big fan of their records, especially. There used to be this thing called records that you would put on a record player.
I love the Chipmunks, and I loved the first movie, and that's why I wanted to do this so badly.
We made it, girls! Los Angeles! I can't believe we're really here!
Christina?
What? We're getting off on the wrong foot.
This is what I've been working on. I've been working on this voice.
I know I can do that chipmunk voice.
There is the process, which is slowing their voices down.
I have been practicing the high-pitched voice. Gee Willikers! Gee Willikers! And I didn't realize that they do that post-production with computers. What do you mean?
And then later on, they'll run it through a computer, and it'll process it a lot faster.
I've been practicing this voice for like 3 months.
As an actor, you embody that character. You become that character.
Listen, I respect where they're coming from.
And I have been working for months and months and months on this.
We definitely respect where they're coming from.
Right.
I had a chipmunk in my house for 6 months, and I studied.
I spent a year in a tree.
The way that they spoke, the way that they slept, the way that they wept themselves to sleep. I did that.
So I'm kind of there, you know what I mean?
There's a nuclear element because we're outfitted with certain suits.
It's a hard thing to accept that this is a process, and we do it in a certain way.
We made it, girls! Los Angeles! I can't believe we're really here!
Perfect.
You're kidding me.
And that slow dialogue will now sound like a normal conversation and sound like a chipmunk.
That's the whole idea.
What I did is I listened to Ross and Janice and their advice to go slower, and I took it one step beyond. Oh, this is... I hate to use the word genius, especially about myself, but it feels like a genius move.
So exciting!
For me, we would record 2 lines in 2 hours.
We are really on our way now.
And we'd all take a nap and we'd start again.
But I think that the real thing, my real high-pitched voice, is probably better.
Mine's the one that sounds like a chipmunk, and if you ask anybody in this room, am I right?
Listen to this. Oh, that's Simon is dreamy! That's pretty good, don't you think? And I do it really, really well, I think.
We know them, we are them, and we've been them for 30 years, but hey, if somebody else has a better idea, huh?
Let them show us.